Okay, so now we're going to make the stem of the flower. So we're going to magic box what we've got done so far. I'm going to raise that up a little bit. We're going to come up to add curve. We're going to add a Bezier curve. You can see that right there. We're going to tap S on our keyboard to scale that up. We then want to rotate this 90 degrees. And I'm just going to pop over here to our object tab. I see I went 89 plus. Let's type in 90 degrees, 90, and enter. Okay, and now we're just going to move our stem kind of into place there. Okay. Now, this is a curve. So we come to the right-hand side of our screen to the toolbar, and we click the Data Properties button. Kind of looks like a green nose ring. And we come down to Geometry. We do not want to extrude. We want depth. We want it to be rounded. So we're just going to click that once. And you see we've got nice depth for our stem. But that's not mesh yet. So while you're in object mode, you come up to the right and click on object and then go down to convert and convert it to a mesh. Okay. So now what do we need? We need our texture. So we come to the right hand side of the screen and click our material globe. We come to the browse material that has already been uploaded and click. But you see, it's not mapped right. So we come up to UV editing. We want to make sure our mesh is selected. So tap A for all in edit mode. And you can then roll over the materials window and tap A. And you can see that mesh covers the whole texture panel. Tap S to size that down. And let's size that up. And that's plenty. Come up to layout. And now your stem is nicely textured. Now we're going to move on to the leaves. So we're going to go up to add mesh plane. We've got our mesh plane. I'm going to tap S for scale just to bring that up so we can see it. I'm going to come over to the materials globe and hit the browse material button and hit our texture. So you know what we have to do now. We go up to UV editing. We make sure that our mesh is selected. Bring our mouse into the object window and tap A to make sure the plane is selected. Float our mouse over the material window and tap A. And we can see that covers the whole map. So we're going to tap S for scale and we're going to bring that down. And now we're just going to start moving it into place because we want to cover our leaf. And we're just maneuvering, and I don't want any of that flower. Mesh. And we also don't want a ton of transparent mesh. So we get that in as tight as we can. Beautiful. Now we come up to layout, click layout, and we have our beautiful leaf. We want to resize this. I'm going to rotate this a bit. And I'm going to rotate it. Whoop. I'm going to rotate it this way. But that does not look natural. So we're going to click our leaf to select, tab into edit mode, come to the left hand toolbar, go down to loop cut, click, left click, hold, roll over loop cut, and let go. Roll over the top edge, and we want to get that loop cut right in the middle. So what you do is you hold down your left mouse button and move it into place. And then I'm going to do a bunch of loop cuts along the body of my leaf. Okay, I want to select that middle loop cut. But first, let's get out of loop cut. So come up to this arrow here, your select box, to drop your tool. Come up to, we're in edit mode, come to the right of edit mode and make sure edges is selected. We're then going to hold down our Alt key and we're going to click that middle loop cut. We're now going to make sure our proportional editing is on. So click that. We are going to tap G on our keyboard and just grab that and pull it back a little bit. So it kind of gives that leaf a little bit of a crease. I'm going to grab these up top. I'm going to tap G. I'm just going to start grabbing and moving a little bit to give it some sort of depth. There we go. Just to give it a little something. All right, let's go into object mode. And we're going to right click and shade that smooth. We're going to move this into place. We're going to right click duplicate, hit escape, and move this over. And I'm going to rotate this. Onto the stem, move it up a little bit, and I'm going to scale it down. Okay. And very nice. Now, the way our daisy is sitting on top of this stem does not look natural at all. So I'm going to rotate that down. Because that's more or less how a daisy sits on top of its stem. I'm just going to position this right there in the middle. I also want to turn these leaves a little bit. Just a little bit. Tiny bit. So the viewer gets to see something cool. I think that's a little big. I'm going to smoosh this in a little bit. But that looks really kind of cool. And now, one thing I want to do, we do not have to duplicate the button. The button doesn't have any back sides. We have our flower, we have our leaves. So hold down your shift button, select your flower and your leaves. And we're going to duplicate them. Hit escape, come up to edit mode. Tap A for all to make sure all of our selected mesh is in fact selected. We're in edit mode. Come to the right of edit mode, click mesh, go down to normals and over to flip and flip those normals. Go back into object mode. And now we're going to come up to object and we're going to join them. Now, when we look at our model with face orientation on, we can see that anything that's pink and purple is going to be seen. Pink, purple, blue. Red will not. Red is a transparent mesh. So long as we don't have any red, we are good. We are ready to roll. And let's look at our statistics. It's very low poly. Make sure that everything is joined, including your stem. And it's nice and low poly, and we can make a whole bunch of these, and they're great for gardens and bouquets. Adorable. All right. Well, that concludes the Daisy tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it.